Now this sound here is kind of nutty. Some classic chime twinkles here. The way they're made is actually remarkably simple. So here we have two instances of Serum that are just playing a bunch of random chromatic notes, then being arpeggiated. Oh, and this is literally just a sine pluck. Yeah, just a sine pluck. That I've added absolutely nothing else to that. So this left channel is randomized in this arpeggiator on 64th rate, and the right channel is doing a slightly different rate, slightly slower, and is also randomized. And so that will ensure that also with the variation in the octave range being up, it's very, very unlikely for both of these to be playing the same note at the same time as each other, and therefore like canceling them out. And so you always have a different note being played between the left and right channel. So you get that kind of weird wibbly sound. So this is where the fun begins. Delay. Our old friend delay. Yeah, so we're completely not concerned with harmony at the moment because, as you can see, Chrome is coming in a minute to sort that out. But yeah, delay is really good for especially like the ping pong mode with max spread. It's really good at taking something that is a constant rate and where you can hear each of the individual notes that are being played and turning it into more of a texture or general ambience by messing with the rate here. Especially if you turn the dry down, for example. Such a fun way of very easily creating really nice textures. Yeah, so you can see what I did here. You'll see these are all labeled as like M recording with the date. That's because they were recorded using Melda's M recorder, where it just takes like the output of whatever's happening at that plugin and records it. You can drag and drop it in. It just means that you don't have to go in and automate something and then export that specific thing. You can actually just record live what's coming out of your door and then drag it straight back in, which is really good when you want to record something such as this with the chroma applied to lock it to E minor, and you just want to twiddle around with this and record the sound that comes out. Super fun sound. Yeah, so I took a bunch of recordings of that, and you can see that I have been messing around with them in a couple of different ways. For this, that's literally what's in the track. I just used the continuous like evolution of the sound that I recorded by twiddling with the delay dial to ensure that like this texture doesn't become continuous and grating. It's constantly moving, which is particularly nice for sort of ASMR style texture. I'll set it up so you can hear it more obviously in the mix. Just some bonus ear candy for anyone who's listening really closely. And then over here, I did a few things with this sound that didn't end up in the track, but it's really satisfying. Like that sort of thing, where I've basically taken the recording and I've frequency shifted it way, 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 way down. So we're only really getting like the highest frequencies coming through, but as now much lower frequencies. Really satisfying texture. I think I was originally in the second drop going to have some of these textures kind of sitting behind the main elements in a similar way to how I did in Intermacular Lullaby. But it kind of ended up being just too much stuff, and it felt even smaller if there was just less texture in there. But I really like that sound. I'm going to use that for something. And you can see that I did use some of it over here for this little fill. Just a tiny little blast of it. So there's the tonal one, and a higher version of it, and then the textural version. Yeah, the tiniest little blip. Really satisfying sound.
Listen.